Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Catholic Central League Girls Soccer. Archbishop Williams traveling quite a distance to get here. I believe it's Braintree to take on the St. Mary's Spartans. St. Mary's trying to stay perfect. They won the Lynn City tournament and then got a big win over Saugus to go 3-0 on the early season. Archbishop Williams, they only have 3 seniors. They're a young team. They are 2-1. Gary Burke, the head guy for Williams. Patty Curran for St. Mary's. William Williams in the white. St. Mary's in the blue. Lucy Stanford is in net for Archbishop Williams. Eleni Echeverria for the Spartans as the kick goes out of bounds. So Sophie Skabikis is the big player for St. Mary's, although they've got a very good team. But they kind of run around her. She's got a bunch of goals. She's number 7. She just kicked the ball upfield. They got a very good defense. Echeverria is experienced in net. They lost a few good players from last year. But Patty Curran does a very nice job. Williams controlling, knocking it down, trying to take a shot. Defense gets there and blocks it and knocks it out. Headed away. That was Cameron Dunn knocking it away. St. Mary's can't get it out of their own end. Williams keeps it in. And Williams was offside. She was back behind everybody, didn't expect the ball. The ball was taken away. They kicked it long and she was way offside. And it goes out. And it went out off Laura Weber. And now Lindsay now will throw it in. So Williams, territorial-wise, controlling. They haven't got a shot on net yet. The ball hasn't crossed midfield as yet. And it just barely did then, and Williams knocks it right back. They knock it deep, they knock it too deep. It's going to go out of play. And now it goes all the way to the far end behind the net, and everybody has to chase it because there's no Paul boy or ball girl to track it down. Small crowd here for this one, mostly family. Some of the JV players are here. I think they said they were playing later. Kicked it a little too far. Now St. Mary's looking at control. Blocked. and knocked out by Kate Burke of Williams. Kaylee Allaire throws it in and went out off Andrea Basta. Headed away by Basta. And it's back in the St. Mary's end, and they get it back to Echeverria. In the middle, they get it up, and it's deflected off the body of Awumi. Williams knocks it out. Cloudy day, big puffy white clouds all over above. A couple of patches of blue skies, but it is chilly. That 80, 90 degree weather we had, long gone. As Echeverria will kick it away. Williams keeping it in the St. Mary's end. Tipped ahead. Now kept it in. And Williams is going to knock it out off the foot of Tomalonis. Emma Tomalonis. St. Mary's with the throw in just shy of their own bench. Deflected off the back of Skabikas. Trying to knock it deep. Williams takes it away. And looking for a break. Trying to walk in. Deepest penetration St. Mary's has made in possession of the ball. And that was Cameron Dunn. Mary's broken up. Popped up field. Williams collects. And he knocked it back to the St. Mary's end. St. Mary's will collect and give it back to Echeverria. And she'll get to kick it away. St. Mary's being pressured down deep in that corner. Williams takes it away. Got the shot off. Was leaning against the defenders. They got the shot off with the left foot and got it to the net, but Echeverria made the easy save. So Williams putting all the pressure on. That's the first actual shot on net by anybody. Although Williams has had it in the St. Mary's end most of the time. Now they're coming down the near side. They beat one. They try to center it. Blocked nicely. That was Maeve Delaney with the rush for Williams. And now Tomalonis lost it. Williams gets it back. Back checking by Williams takes it away. And St. Mary's takes it back. And St. Mary's lost it out of play. Right behind the Archbishop Williams bench. off Williams right into the St. Mary's bench area. They'll get the throw in. Bounces loose. St. Mary's kicks it upfield, bounces by everybody. Booted away by Beta. Tom Malonis kicks it deep. Williams trying to get there, not going to get there. It's going to go out of play. And then they let it go, and they have to go chase the ball. They were there, they had the ball. Now we got somebody on the other side to chase it. They put another ball in play. Echeverria will kick it away. Looking to get upfield, Tomlinson. Tom Malonis knocked it out. He knocked it deep, looking for a break. And before Basta could get there, Stanford came out almost to the 10-yard line and kicked it away and kicked it out. Long lead pass for almost St. Mary's, sent St. Mary's in alone. Nice little shift, trying to center it. Williams broke it off. Loose ball, St. Mary's trying to take it away. Williams. And St. Mary's knocked it out. Bodies go down. She slipped and fell. St. Mary's gets it. Blocked by Chansone. And it gets knocked deep and out of play. So right around midfield, St. Mary's will throw it in. Blocked. Williams pass picked off. And Williams picks it back. Tom Malonis down the far side. Still with it, trying to throw it out in front. Nobody there. It rolls to the side of the net. Echeverria will pick it up and kick it away. Off Williams, stays in the St. Mary's end. Blocked and knocked back to Echeverria. That one off Fiona Dunn. Deflected away to Basta. Trying to knock it deep. And Williams will knock it out. Back to midfield. St. Mary's hasn't come close to getting a shot. Williams got one. Echeverria was able to make an easy save on from long distance. Knocking around, trying to throw it in front. Stanford reached for it, couldn't get it. There were two blue shirts there. They couldn't get to it either. They would have had a wide open net. It went right by the front of the net. It was wide open with that pass coming from the far side. And it just went right by. Stanford couldn't get a piece of it. And the two blue shirts out in front couldn't find it either. And it went out, I believe, off McGoldrick. And there's battles to keep control. Basta tips it ahead. Kabik is falling down, gets the shot. It was going to go wide right, but Stanford dove on it, grabbed it, and held on. She'll kick it away. So still no score here in this Catholic Central League battle. That's off St. Mary's going to go out of play. Off Fiona Dunn. Basta kicks it ahead. It's just a little too far, but Fiona Dunn battling almost got it back. Trying to knock it deep. Defense is there to knock it away. They knock it deep. Stanford is the only one back there. She'll grab it, hold on, and kick it away. Williams is going to get the free kick. McGoldrick will kick it away. Mary's kicks it back. Back and forth we go. It gets all the way through. Echeverria will come out just shy of the 10-yard line. Pick up the loose ball and kick it away. Headed back. It went out. Both teams will make substitutions before they put the ball in play. St. Mary's. Now it's going to be, I thought St. Mary's looking to put it in play and throw it in. Williams is going to get to throw it in. St. Mary's knocks it deep. They hustle back and they give it back to Stanford to kick away. Basta winds up with it. Gives it back to Awumi. Down the far side. St. Mary's with it. Looking to walk in. The shot blocked. It tips up, headed away by the defense. St. Mary's takes the shot. It goes wide right. I think that was, I don't know if that was Kabikis or not with the shot. I think it was. She's usually stronger with her left foot. She has to take that with her right foot. St. Mary's breaks it up. Williams gets it back. Now knocks it deep. And St. Mary's going to let it go out of play. And they'll get to kick it away. well underway in this 2025 LETV season. We've had a few football games, Lynn City soccer tournament, another soccer game last night. Tough loss for the Classical Rams. Revere scored 2 in the last 6 minutes to break a 0-0 tie. But there's been a few other games as well. As Cameron Dunn pushes up, she gets by the defense, looking to walk in. She's walking in, takes the shot. She was trying to put it in the far post and just hooked it very wide off to the left. Nice run. Nice push. She beat the Dunn defense. She might have been able to go a little bit closer. I think she thought the defense was catching up, and she took the shot and just pushed it wide left. But good effort by Cameron Dunn. St. Mary's is back a little bit. Couldn't get the ball out of their own end for a long time in this first half. But they've moved around a little bit, have been able to get it into Williams territory and kind of even it off a little bit. Williams still has the only real shot on net. Echeverria from long distance fielded a shot that came from long distance, got a good look at it, made an easy save. And that's been it so far in this half. Skabikas knocks it deep. Stanford comes all the way out to the 20-yard line. She missed it and left the net open. And St. Mary's is going to score. She come out to the 20-yard line and misfired. And it left the net open. And with the net wide open, St. Mary's was able to knock it home. And we'll have to try and find out who scored because it came from that far side. And then, as usual, everybody made a complete circle around the goal scorer. See the number? 14. Getting help from my cameraman. He said it was Basta. Andrea Basta. So, St. Mary's couldn't do much for quite a bit of this first half. They finally started getting the ball in the other end. And now here's Basta walking in again. It got knocked down. St. Mary's gets it back, trying to center it. Nobody out in front. They get it back, getting around, looking to try to get a shot, can't. Skabikas takes the shot. Stanford knocks it down. It's in play, but nobody there except a white shirt to clear it away. But Stanford came out almost to the 20-yard line to try and make a play on that loose ball. Swung and missed it. She was out of the net, and it got knocked ahead, and we believe it was Basta. Dunn trying to walk in, broken up, and they're going to call Dunn for the takedown, trying to battle to get the ball back. The net was wide open. All they had to do was get the foot on the loose ball and knock it home. So the first shot on net by St. Mary's drops into the open net. Stanford coming way out of the net to field that one. Skabikas with the long lead pass. Stanford picked it off. Off the head right into the Williams bench area. That was off Skabikis' head. Williams will make substitution. Headed away by the Spartans. Coming to the near side, Nell knocks it up, and that's going to go out of play. Jeff Newhall made the stop. He's out of bounds. He knocked that ball back in play. And St. Mary's couldn't keep it in. Kept bouncing and blocked away and finally went out off Weber. Basta heads it up. Knocked deep by Cameron Dunn. Williams trying to get the shot off. Can't. Good defense. And they lost it out of bounds. Good defense. That was either Awumi or Johnson with the defense. Echeverria will get to kick it away. Knock loose. Nice job by Fiona Dunn to keep it in play. Skabikis trying to beat the defense. Trying to get around. Very good defense by Williams. They wouldn't let Skabikis get by her. I think it was Burke. And actually, it was McGoldrick. Skabikis got a lot of foot on it, but it went out before she got the kick away. Williams will get to kick it away. So St. Mary's has picked up the pace. They couldn't get the ball out of their own end through almost half, or maybe a little bit more, of this first half. Then they started to get it a little bit, and they finally got that big break when Stanford came out of the net, tried to kick it away and misfired. And the net was wide open for, we believe, Andrea Basta. We'll make sure. Williams looking to kick it deep, knocked away nicely by the defense. Skabikis got a foot. Williams blocked it. Skabikis gets it back. Knocks it deep. Williams is going to get there first. They knock it deep for a foot race. Hustling. St. Mary's going to let it go out of play. I think that was Johnson. That other defensive play that I couldn't figure out who it was. It might have been Juliet Chevalier. The back line of St. Mary's is doing a nice job. The only shot Williams has on net came from long distance. Echeverria got a good look and made an easy save. They kick it up. St. Mary's hustling. Great hustle by Bostic, trying to keep it in. She got there. Williams knocked it out. Weber throws it in. Weber got it back. Taken away nicely by Fiona Dunn. Hustling up, and that was Awumi knocking it away. Chevalier's going to let it go out. They blocked it off Williams, but Williams got a hand on it, blocking the would-be pass. Now, I thought it went off Williams. They kicked it in, Williams blocked it, and it went right out of bounds, but they gave it to Williams. And Williams is going to get it again. St. Mary's picks it off. Skavika's taking it up, knocks it deep. St. Mary's player got tripped up at the 40-yard line and went down. It was just, we're going for the ball, and he just took a step and got the St. Mary's ankle and took the player down. So St. Mary's going to get a free kick from the 40-yard line. As we get 10 minutes and counting left in this first half, with St. Mary's leading it 1-0. From the 40. They line drive it into a crowd. St. Mary's winds up with it, but would-be pass is picked off by Williams. St. Mary's got a foot on it, but couldn't stop the pass. They knock it deep. They connect. St. Mary's got a foot on it, but they couldn't keep it in. It went out. I believe it's going to be a corner kick for Williams. They're first. Coming from the near side. Trying to avoid the flag blowing around off the pole. It went in. She threw it right up and it went in the net. Chloe Michella took the kick. Everybody went up. Everybody missed her, and it wound up going inside the far post. So that corner kick has tied it up. She drilled it high. Everybody went up. Nobody got a piece of it. Echeverria couldn't get near it. And it just hooked inside the far post. And Williams, with 7.5 minutes left in this first half, has come back to tie it up. It's 1-1 with a timeout in this first half. So both the goals have been kind of unusual. It was the first one, St. Mary's. The goaltender come out to the 20-yard line to kick a loose ball away and avoid pressure, and she misfired, left the net open, and bounced loose, and Baxter was able to knock it easily into the open net. And now Williams, St. Mary's almost kept that ball in play. It was going out by the end line. She kind of knocked it. The defender knocked it back in, but then it rolled back out again it gave Williams a corner kick, and Chloe Michella kicked it perfectly out in front. There was a maze of bodies out in front. Nobody could get a piece of it. The goalie couldn't probably see it with all the bodies in front of her. And it went by everybody. When it dropped inside the far corner for a goal. And we're back where we started, dead even. St. Mary's will get a free kick from the 40-yard line, straight on. Williams will knock it away. Fiona Dunn was almost holding hands with one of the Williams players. And Williams takes St. Mary's down again. Another kick coming from the 30-yard line. Skabikas is going to take this one. Kicks a ground ball. She gets it back. Gives it back to Dunn. Down the far side. They call St. Mary's offside anyway. It would have gone out of bounds. So Stanford will get to kick it away. No, they're not. She's not kicking it. They kick it. They called the out of bounds, so they'll kick it from just outside the 10. Kicked into the St. Mary's bench area by St. Mary's. And Mary's knocks it out again. Headed away by St. Mary's. Williams knocks it towards the net. Headed away. St. Mary's knocks it out again. Sun's shining brightly, but it's cool. You can look at the flags on the posts at each end line, signaling the out of bounds, and the flags are flying. Long and deep. Williams gets there first, and they knock it back to Stanford, and she kicks it away. St. Mary's kicks it back. Stanford will get there first, and she'll kick it away. Skips past. St. Mary's going to go out of play. Williams with the throw in. Popped up. They misfired. St. Mary's winds up with it. They knock it deep. Stanford will come out and get there first. They were trying to send Boster in. Now knocks it away. And it gets knocked back upfield by Weber. It goes out. And he bang it out off Fiona Dunn. St. Mary's collects. Trying to knock it deep. Williams knocks it away, and it goes out of play to the St. Mary's bench area. We're in the final 2 minutes. Clock will be kept on the field by the official. That's one of those rules I don't understand. I don't know why you just don't keep running the clock. And I don't know why it's shut the clock off with 2 minutes in the first half, 5 minutes in the second half. And I question also the throw-ins. What do you throw it? One-handed, two hands, over the head, two-hand throw-in. You're not going to do much throwing the ball. You can't throw the ball into the net from the spaces that they're a long distance away from the net. But if you don't throw it two-hand over the head, you turn the ball over, the other team gets the ball. I don't know who made up these rules. We're winding down this dead even first half, 1-1. St. Mary's trying to get there. Williams got there first. Just a millimeter. Gets knocked deep. St. Mary's will let it go out of play. They let that play go. It went out of play. They chased the ball. They brought it in just as though before they were going to kick it. They blew the whistle and said, that's the half. So St. Mary scored first to grab a 1-0 lead on a goal by Basta. And then a perfect corner kick by Michella went by everybody and dropped in the far corner late in the first half. So we're right back where we started. Dead even. St. Mary's 1, Williams 1 at halftime. Welcome back to Manning Field, and we've got another 40 minutes to see if somebody can get a win here, because we're dead even, one apiece. St. Mary's got a break when he wound up with a loose ball in an open net, and Andrea Basta knocked it in. And then late in the first half, a corner kick, the only corner kick Williams got in the first half, and it was Chloe Michella with a perfect kick. She knocked it to the net. Everybody tried to get it. Everybody missed it. It went by everybody, but it hooked inside the far post, and they tied the game up at 1. They knock it deep, too deep for Skabikas, and Williams knocks it out. Mary's couldn't get it in. It wound up going out. Awumi knocks it back, and then knocks it back again to Echeverria. And she kicks it up. Williams picked it off. And if they could have fielded that cleanly, they would have had a chance at least for a shot on net. St. Mary's almost gave that one away. They knock it deep. Williams is back there, and they knock it out into the Williams bench area. So 1-1 in this Catholic Central League battle. St. Mary's trying to stay perfect. They're 3-0. Williams trying to get an extra game over 500. They're 2-1. They knock it deep, and they knock it too deep. It's going to go out of play. We mentioned Patty Curran, the head coach of St. Mary's, and Gary Burke, the head coach from Williams. Williams making that long trip from Braintree to get here. St. Mary's makes the trip with the second game. They make the trip once. Williams has to make the trip all the way here twice because they play St. Mary's and they play Fenwick. Done. Knocking it deep. Stanford's going to let it go out of play. Back and forth, back and forth. Broken up and taken away nicely by Dunn. Nice job. Takes the shot, it goes wide right. Good effort by Cameron Dunn. Her father was one of the coaches. He keeps reminding me. I tell him, please don't tell me that anymore. He said, you did my games. I think he said he played at Lynn Tech, I believe. He said, you did my games back in 19. I said, don't go any further. I don't want to hear it. It was a very long time ago. Shot is going to go wide right. Stanford went after it anyway. Skavigas couldn't get much on it. She was going from right to left, falling away. Got a bit of a shot. It went wide. Stanford went out and grabbed it anyway. Skips past. Awumi tips it to Alea. Williams just barely kept it in play. Awumi knocks it up. LaRoche knocked it ahead, looking for Skavikas. Too far. They'll let it go back to Stanford. And she just gives it up. Gives it to Beta, who kicks it upfield. Williams with a rush. Johnson broke the play up, but Williams took it back. Down the far side, looked like Williams was offside. They try to center it, and Sabria comes out just before the white shirt, looking to get it, tip it home. I think it was Schubert. Skabikas looking for a break. Couldn't control it. Gets the shot, but get blocked. The ball was bouncing. She couldn't get by the defense because the ball was bouncing. And then she got broken up. When she finally got the shot, it got blocked. And it goes out. I was just going to say, I thought it went off Bonin. She was going to throw it back in. Now they give it to St. Mary's. And Alea threw it in. They give it back to Echeverria. Basta knocking it deep. Skabigas might have been loose, but Williams was able to block that pass. Good defense. That was Stancross. Excuse me, it wasn't. It was Allison Flynn who made that big play. She just got a foot on it. Basta tried to lead Skabikas, and she would have walked in alone. St. Mary's broken up. Bodies go down. They take the shot. Echeverria got a piece of it. Looked like it was going to go wide. She might have let it go. Would have gone out of play. But now, another corner kick for Williams. And it's going to come from the near side. And I think we gave the corner kick to Michelle because we read number 13, but it's number 17. So it might have been Delaney who scored the first goal. Because he's taking the corner kick now. Again, hard to pick up the numbers from a distance. So we thought it was 13, so it might have been Delaney who got the goal. Headed away by St. Mary's. With a rush. Knocking it deep again. Big defensive play. Cameron Dunn was trying to send Skabikas in, and it was Beta that time that made the big defensive play blocking that pass. Skabikas was going to walk in alone again. So 2 big defensive plays have kept Skabikas away from the goaltender. Trying to center it. It goes by everybody and out of play. Went from the far side, trying to center it out in front. Little too much mustard. It went by, and De La Rocha couldn't get to it before it went out of play. They knock it deep. Nice defense by Kaylee Johnson. St. Mary's stuck, can't get the pass off. Now the pass gets picked off. They try to center it to Skabikas. And Skabikas, a little bit of a body block, slid and knocked it out. And she also got a piece of Tomalonis. Awumi knocked that away. That's one player that St. Mary's misses who could be out there. Bella Awumi. Outstanding basketball player. going to have a couple of more years at St. Mary's. She's already over 1,000 points. She transferred to prep school. A huge loss for St. Mary's. Very good soccer player, outstanding basketball player. As a ninth grader, she won a state championship as an eighth grader. As a ninth grader, she had offers from quite a few colleges, and she was probably going to get a lot more. Pass way far ahead for De La Rocha. Williams knocking it deep. Awumi gets there first. Gets knocked out by Rojas. Cameron Dunn playing very well. Pass up. O'Connell broken up. Blocked nicely by Fiona Dunn, and Williams got it back. Knocked away by Awumi. Tipped. Popped straight up in the air to the far side. St. Mary's collects. Bodies go down. St. Mary's gets it back. Trying to go down the far side. Stopped. Couple of nice moves. I guess it went out of play because Williams is going to get the throw in. Trying to get around the defense. It crossed the line. Williams broken up. St. Mary's takes it away. Tipped around. St. Mary's gets loose, walking in, takes the shot. Stanford just got a hand on it, knocked it over the net. Big bid by St. Mary's. Corner kick. Williams got a piece, couldn't keep it in, he knocked it out. And we'll do it again. This might be Fiona Dunn taking the kick this time from the far side. Everybody out in front. St. Mary's will look to break to the net. They get it up out in front. And right in the middle of everybody, Lucy Stanford goes high in the air, picks it, catches it, she'll kick it away. And she kicks it out of play. McKenna O'Connell will put it in play. Cameron Dunn with a nice little shift, gets around. Nice job. Still with it. Knocking it to the net. Basta couldn't get there before Stanford come out and got it. Good bid. Another nice move by Cameron Dunn. Knocked away by O'Connell. Looked like Williams knocked it out, but they're giving it to Williams. Substitution now for couple for Williams. Tipped, knocked away. St. Mary's couldn't keep it in. They knocked it in, but they were out of bounds when they did it. That bounced up and got Williams on the hand. So St. Mary's will get a free kick. Awumi will take it. She's a very good basketball player, too. Deflected. Williams just got a piece and knocked it away. They knock it deep. And they give it back to Echeverria. And it goes into the Williams bench area. Williams will get the throw in. They tip it ahead. St. Mary's will let it go. It'll go out of play. And Echeverria will get to kick it away. Still 1-1 in this Catholic Central League battle. All the scoring done in the first half. St. Mary's battling. O'Connell hustles up and knocks it away. Battle going on at midfield trying to get possession. St. Mary's pushes ahead. Fast to try to walk in. Gives it up. It deflected deep, and they couldn't center it. Pasta hustled, tipped it down to the near side, and it went just a little too far for Fiona Dunn to get there. And actually it was DeSessa, Olivia DeSessa, who just couldn't get to it. And now DeSessa's trying to get to it, and they're going to block her out, and it's going to go out of play, and they knock her down. Just deflected a couple of feet away, and DeSessa was at a bad angle. When she tried to throw it in, she knocked it out of play. Substitution for the Spartans. Blocked, almost taken away. St. Mary's takes it away and they knock it out of play. Halfway through and counting the second half, still 1-1. Greater Boston League action. St. Mary's 3-0. Archbishop Williams 2-1. Cameron Dunn gives it back. Bouncing loose. And it goes out off St. Mary's. St. Mary's picks up the kick, gets it to the middle of Cameron Dunn. Looking to split the defense. Little shift, gives it up. Shot on the net, but took a big hop right into the lap of Lucy Stanford. St. Mary's has certainly picked it up since that first half, or the first half of the first half. They couldn't get the ball out of their own end. They started very slow. They picked it up, and they've picked it up ever since. They've been putting pressure on Williams ever since. Skavikas trying to get around. Splits. Couldn't get around a couple of defenders. Gets knocked down. She's wondering why. Look, the official's saying, where's the call? And now we get a call as they knock a Woomy down. St. Mary's will get to kick it away. They knock it deep, a little too deep. Skavikas was breaking, a little less mustard on that pass. They might have completed it to Skavikas, and she could have walked in. But they hit a solid line shot and went out of play. Nice little shift getting around. Knocking it deep. And they hustle and get it to Echeverria. They almost gave it away. She just hit a little slow roller that Williams almost picked off and might have been able to get a shot off. They knock it deep again, trying to get it by to Skavikas. And again, that was Allison Flynn with a nice defensive play. Cameron Dunn knocks it through. That might have been Fiona Dunn sitting in the lap of Stanford when Stanford made that play. That might have been Dunn to Dunn. That was the case. I could have said, well done. Sorry about that. I couldn't resist. Bodies go down again as it goes out of play. So it's either going to be a throw-in or a free kick, whichever one they call. I guess it's going to be a kick with the takedown. St. Mary's had the only couple of chances, and they were from long range, and Stanford had easy pickings making the saves. O'Connell broke it up. Williams hasn't tested Echeverria as O'Connell took it away. Cameron Dunn. Her pass picked off. And St. Mary's picks it back. Down the far side, they're not going to get there. It's going to go out of play. St. Mary's will make a couple of changes. Skavikas looking to get around. Gets by. Shot from long range, right by. They couldn't get there. There were a couple of blue shirts heading to the net, but they couldn't get there in time as the shot went way wide off to the right side and out of play. Bodies go down, and they're going to call it against St. Mary's. Williams will get the free kick. Delaney will take it. It won't be Delaney. It'll be Beta. And Delaney is hunched over, like holding up around. I don't know if she got hit in that contact or if she got hit around the face. I think they finally realized she was about to take the kick, and then she stopped and hesitated and was holding up around the face of that contact. She might have got hit up around the mouth or the jaw. So I think it's going to be Beta kicking it in. St. Mary's picks it off. Williams takes it back and knocks it out. It went out off Nell. Williams knocking it deep. Allaire is there to knock it away. And she knocks it back upfield. And it's going to go out of play. Sansone throws it in. Bounces by everybody. Cameron Dunn knocks it deep to the far side. St. Mary's collects. Trying to get around, can't. And lost it. St. Mary's picked it back. Nell made a nice defensive play, took it away and knocked it out of play. Out off Nell again. Nell got a head on it and knocked it out again. St. Mary's collects. Popped it toward the net. Blocked. St. Mary's winds up with it. They fan trying to get it to the net. Williams blocked a would-be kick. St. Mary's gets it back. St. Mary's trying to keep it alive. We got, I don't know if it hit somebody in the hand or somebody bumped somebody, but Williams is going to get a free kick. Ten minutes and counting left in this Greater Boston League battle. Still anybody's game, still 1-1. All the scoring in the first half. It rolls through, and they almost gave it away. Are we going to let it roll to Echeverria? She's going to come out and get it. There was a white shirt between them. She actually got her foot on the ball, but couldn't get it to the net. She actually knocked it out of play. So just over 9 minutes left in this 1-1 Catholic Central League battle. We got a timeout down in the field. Out of the timeout, Echeverria will get to kick it away. St. Mary's knocked it out off Williams. The quick throw in. St. Mary's has been a step or two away. And they saw a step or two, they just stepped right over that ball and went out of play. Stella Rocha was going to pick that up, and she said, I don't want to touch it. Like, she stepped right over it, and it went out of play. And now has Cameron Dunn knocking it out. St. Mary's had a couple of shots on net, but from long range, and Stanford got a good look and made a couple of easy saves. Williams hasn't had any shots on net. That last time upfield, that when they almost gave it away, Echeverria and one of her defensemen, have you got it? Have I got it? Nobody's got it. And I don't know who it was. It may have been Julia Studley, who was back there, stepped between the two defenders and just got a foot on it, but knocked it out. She could have knocked it in the net. Contact called. St. Mary's plays it quickly. They knock it deep, but nobody was breaking. It rolls easily to Stanford, and she'll kick it away. Kavikas, broken up, bodies go down, and they're going to call Skabikas for taking McGoldrick down. Williams will get the kick. It was just two people coming together, and their feet got locked up. Both of them went down. Probably could have called it either way. Headed away. They knock it up, and they knock it deep. There was nobody there. The Mariners couldn't keep it in. Williams knocks it up. Awumi will give it back to Echeverria. And she gets it upfield. Williams picks it off. Dunn blocks it. Nice little shift. Broke right between two defenders. And she knocks it deep, looking for a break. Skavikas broke. Stanford got their first pass just long enough that Stanford could go over and grab it. It went out. And Kaylee Allaire will throw it in. Bounces by everybody. Skavikas with it. Can't get around. They double her every time she gets the ball. Bounced it. I think it bounced up and got her in the hand, I think. Williams is trying to pick somebody to kick the ball. I think he'll be better. Headed back and out off the head of Tila Rocha. So 5 minutes left in this one. The clock stops. The time will be kept by the official down on the field. De La Rocha trying to get control. battling with McGoldrick. Here comes Cameron Dunn. Nell got a piece of that, knocked it up. St. Mary's picked it off. No call as the body went down. Williams banged it out off St. Mary's into the Williams bench area. Everybody overran that one. St. Mary's breaks it up, knocks it upfield, and it goes out of play. Williams where they wants it in a 1-1 game, time running down. It bounced up and got Williams on the hand, so Williams will get to kick it away. St. Mary's wants to get it in the Williams end. Tipped. They knock it deep. Skavikas trying to get it. Stanford dove on it, wound up flat on the turf, but grabbed the ball, held on, and kicked it away. Nice play by Stanford. Nice little shift, gets the ball around. Skavikas trying to make a move, trying to get it out in front. They got blocked. St. Mary's will get a corner kick. Coming from the far side. Got to get a little hop in the step, time winding down. They tipped it in rather than throw it in. Now the shot goes off the side of the net, out of play, and Williams will get to kick it away. Time winding down in this one. All the scoring done in the first half. As Stanford kicks it away. Knocked down. Williams knocks it away. They knock it deep. Nice little shift to get around O'Connell. Coming down the far side, looking to walk in. Shot. Echeverria will make the play. Nice little move by Chloe Bonin. Started to go to the middle. Drew it back to the near side, got the shot off, but Echeverria got a good look at it. Skavikas again, trying to get around. From long range, takes the shot, it goes wide left. Waiting for the official to blow that whistle. Skavikas again. Throws it up. They got Pastor, I think, got a foot on it, but it was a tough because it was high in the air. She got a foot, maybe waist high almost. When she got a foot on it, knocked it way out of play. And it can't be a lot of time left in this one. Williams will kick it away. Peter kicks it up. Goes out off Williams. And they blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So, scoreless second half. St. Mary's came out slow. They couldn't get the ball out of their own end. When they finally did, they got it upfield. It was kicked upfield. Stanford came all the way out to the 20-yard line, the goaltender, to kick it away. She swung and missed, and that put the ball loose. It got knocked a little bit to the far side, and Andrea Basta was there to knock it into the open net to give St. Mary's a 1-0 lead. And then very late, with just under 6 minutes left from a corner kick, We thought it was Michelle, but then it was Maeve Delaney who took the other corner kick. So we believe it was Maeve Delaney who took a corner kick from the near side, kicked it up. Everybody went up. Everybody missed it. It went by everybody. Nobody touched it. And it wound up going inside the far post from the near side, tied the game at 1. And that was the final score. St. Mary's. Williams did not have a shot on net in the second half. St. Mary's had a couple, but from long range, Stanford had an easy time seeing them and making the plays. So it winds up dead even. It'll be a tough bus ride back to Williams. They came all the way this way to play a 1-1 tie. So Basta gets the goal for St. Mary's. And we believe Delaney got the goal for Williams. Both goaltenders had a fairly easy day. Defense, Cameron Dunn played extremely well for St. Mary's, moving the ball. A couple of long passes almost got St. Mary's a break. But it winds up a 1-1 tie. St. Mary's will go to 3-0-1. Williams will drop to 2-1-1. And it winds up just as we started, dead even. St. Mary's won, Williams won at the end of this Catholic Central League battle. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.